The tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Play. He took a possible negative and turned it into positive. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And the Bears stop a man down on the return. Season game. We'll be right back. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
A loss of 7 yards.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
When coaches stress their defense being physical, they don't just mean the big guys. How about the guys on the outside, the cornerbacks? It's not just their job to patrol the airspace. They can get involved in the run game as well.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. Taken in at the 22. A very good punt, but a 16-yard return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs or putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Ball carrier. He's brought down at the 42-yard line. It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd
out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Palmer.
That's good for a Lion.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Yeah, he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
It's a loss.
Sometimes they're all 22 in the box, and there's nowhere to run the football.
Second and 11. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Quarterback sacked.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. He's going to float this one deep right side. And a closer boys here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Now, they told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple.
Build off of, that's what they're looking for here.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Taken down at the 41. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Bears 3, Lions nothing.
– 6 yards left on 2nd down. A throw over the middle, taken in. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run it with Jones. Now, this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
The pass.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. The result's not great thus far. A punt on the first drive and an interception last time out.
Now let's face it, every team wants to come out on the field and play with some confidence, play some tempo, play with some rhythm. And when you're making those types of mistakes, you're not getting any of that put together.
So what do you say, time to get back to the basics for them?
In a lot of ways, yes, but the biggest one, of course, is finding people who will take care of the football and make a few plays. You've got to have a drive now that calms down the entire team.
He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
24-yard line. It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Now back to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Graves. And he is going to have a Lions first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And this will wind up a Lions first down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Two first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. Back to throw here. They'll roll him out right. He'll run it. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards on the tuck and run. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 36. Now 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Now a handoff here to his running back. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 14.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Look at this tight end on the corner. It's complete. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius. Understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball. And puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
The Lions into the red zone for the first time. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Looking to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
And that's incomplete. The These offensive starters still out there in the second quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the third quarter, if not all the way through.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the third quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, might leave them out there a little bit longer, but I'll guarantee this, they'll be gone by the start of the fourth quarter.
Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this, hiding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
Back to throw now on first down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble, good. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. A good pickup, 17 yards and a bare first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
And he comes back with one complete. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. This is Jones. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And his kick is good.
The field goal is...
And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6.
Lions, nothing.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2. Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And able to get this out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you get a chance to come back to him when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well. Incomplete.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at the 15. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Bears now ready to take over again. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets it.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
2 yards.
And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Now, following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Get the connection there. It's incomplete. The Bears on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd down and 12. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays and kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them.
Here's Tommy Townsend now. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense has done a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul searching now. That catch good for only a couple. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete.
That's good.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down. Throw left side complete. That's Palmer.
The pass.
A gain of 6 there on first. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 4.
They'll look to throw again. Over the middle, complete. That's Graves. Got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. In the first half. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving. Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
First down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked. But instead, they'll keep it on 2nd down.
At the 21-yard line.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And we're going to get a timeout. with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And his kick is indeed good, and that will do it for this first half. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Most teams in the league hitting the three-quarter pole in the preseason. The whole league will be in action next Thursday night to wrap it all up. And then we start for real a week after that with the NFL kickoff game. In our game, expect to see the starters for at least one more drive, something to look forward to as we get you back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Our starters likely to be out there for the third quarter as we get back underway in this second half.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Well, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That one a first down pickup of 8.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down and keep the sticks moving.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
The throw right sideline here is complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack.
The quarterback taken down.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Steps away. He can run for it, and he will. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. 5 yards that time out of the scramble, but now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there, trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot him now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? Not much, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all.
Right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
The pass.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Brings up 3rd down.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. On is the punter, Townsend, as he gets this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And in the early going, the running game, as we see the numbers, it just wasn't on point. Well, now it's gotten more true to form.
And sometimes it takes a little while for an offensive line to get in sync, because early in the game, defenses throw different patterns at you, different formations, different sets, and you might not block them quite the way you want to. But as you start to get into a groove and you figure out what they're doing, now it all comes together, and that's what we're seeing right now.
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
And to give this time to the tailback. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. A 3rd down now, and those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Complete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. This is brought in at the 21. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that can put your team in some jeopardy?
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
At the 28-yard line.
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Well, if you're going to turn things around in a game like this, Charles, those are the kind of plays that you need.
And I just love the way that defense rallied to the football on that one. They got the completion, but he was smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And when you make tackles like that, your whole defense is going to be fired up. Really nice play getting to the ball.
Well, that 2nd down completion, something of a disaster, and now they're left with 3rd and long. Looking left side, and he's got him in. It's Reyes. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker that the defense almost relaxed and said, we got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Detroit's offense ready to take over. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10.
20-yard line.
Rolling to his right. He'll try and run it. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain.
Partner, it's often the man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Got his man complete. Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
At the 48-yard line.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a lion that's shaken up. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. Here's 2nd and 8. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. It's a big play there for the Lions. 46 yards. A kicker fest so far. All points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. They'll try to run this one in. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
At the Bears' 2-yard line.
They'll try to run this one in. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a lion that's shaken up. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. Half the distance there, so that moves the ball from the 6 all the way back to the 3. After the penalty, it's Jones. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. So 2nd and 10 now here in the third quarter from Detroit. Back now at Ford Field. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. So the screen pass goes backwards. That play seemed to have a potential disaster written all over it from the start.
I mean, wasn't that a tough spot on the field to make that call? You're inviting defensive linemen and linebackers to get pressure. So if one of them sniffs this out, you're definitely in danger. And this time, it cost them 2 points.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Open man is Ross, complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
3-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Kemp. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
To throw again, Kemp. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd.
Pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
From the gun, Kemp. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. Mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard.
The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
He was taken.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The Bears on third down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. Here it's 3rd and 2. Operating from the gun. Short. And a quick throw here. That's complete.
To number
That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Short. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you. And
the pressure gets to him again. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. Throwing on 3rd and long. Short. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Well, they went with a nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down. You bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
Here comes the Bears punter now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. On 1st and 10, Kemp, he dumps it down to England. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 40-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. From the gun, Kemp over the middle, complete. That's Brooks. Yeah, he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Operating from the gun, Kemp. Got a man open, it's Ross. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Back to throw again. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third.
17.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. Hey, a sidebar worth noting is that preseason cuts have changed. So week 3 that we're in right now, the preseason, what did you say, the roster's going to stay at 90 instead of going down to 75 this year?
That's exactly right, Brandon, because in the past, just what you said, this game here, at the end of week 3, or game 3, you would cut the roster down to 75 and play game 4 just like that. In this case now, though, they're going to be able to keep guys all the way through. So guys who would normally not have a chance to finish out the preseason, they'll get that chance now and get more opportunities to get on tape.
Throwing on first down. Short. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
At the 29-yard line.
From the gun, Short. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Alexander. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
82. It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5. At the 50-yard line.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
It's a gain of 6. First down, Chicago.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. Flashy little move, but unable to reach the 40. 3 yards the gain there. Second down.
Pick up a 3. Brings up second and 7.
Operating from the gun. Short. And caught. This is Bennett, the tight end. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 31-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
The line of scrimmage.
Out to his left. And he's going to keep it here. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. They'll keep it on the ground. Frost, and they'll get him down right around the 16. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. And his kick is good. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the fourth, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they managed the clock exactly right.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock, so tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. He goes underneath to Ingram. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. No, coach, but there's just no time right now for throws that short.
Yeah, sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. As Coach Madden liked to say, sometimes you have to take what you want. That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. 4 receivers in the formation here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. 2nd and 3.
Bears 9.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Detroit.